hopefully I can follow her. So, thank you guys for coming out today to celebrate Cheryl's life. I'm Casey Sonnery, and I'm one of her best friends. I met Cheryl in the 6th grade when her family moved to Biggs, and we hit it off right away. As everybody knows, Cheryl's a very loving and warm person. And throughout our school years, we did many different things together, and one of the things that I remember most is going to Yosemite on a camping trip with their family. Their grandma and grandpa, and Uncle Ernie and Aunt Teddy. We had a great time. We did lots of hikes and checked out the park. It was a lot of fun. Well, in high school, Cheryl was always the very smart one, and I was always trying to make everybody happy and please people. And so one day in high school, our classmates, Biggs was a pretty small school. I mean, our class was 48 kids, so when there's sporting events, most of the kids were gone. And Cheryl and I weren't participating in those sports, and so we thought it would be a good idea to skip school that day. So we both thought, okay, well, we'll write a note, sign our mom's names, and we had doctor's appointments. So we did that and turned them into the office, and we left campus and thought, wow, that was pretty easy. So we walked uptown, big town Biggs, and there's a Frosty that was downtown. And basically the main 4 corners of Biggs. And we're sitting out front of the Frosty, drinking our sodas and enjoying ourselves. And I look across the street and I go, oh my gosh, my mom. We jump up and we run and hide, but it was too late. She saw us there. So she pulled up in front of the Frosty and she's talking to us. And then who else drives by? Cheryl's mom, Sarah. It's like, wow, we're in trouble now. So, to say the least, Cheryl did get in a lot more trouble than I did. We both got detention because we had to go back to school and tell the principal what we'd been doing. And so, that wasn't too bad, but that was the first and last time Cheryl and I ever skipped school in high school. College, that might be a little different situation. Another memory in high school too is she had this old VW bug, and we would pile into it at lunchtime and go to Oroville or down to Gridley to get lunch because we had open campus. And that little thing, I mean, it just shake all the way over to Oroville, and she'd be flying and we'd fly back, and I was always amazed we never broke down or had any major issues. So, and I also remember when I had my first son, Andrew. Cheryl was still in nursing school, and she was the very first person I called. Just like Margarita, anything happens, she was the first person to be called. I called to let her know that I had a boy, and she was very excited for me, even though I woke her up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So when she went into labor with her girls, I immediately came down here to help support her and Mike through this process. And with Annie, she was having a lot of back labor, and so she chose to have an epidural. And it's the middle of the night, and she and Mike it was kind of boring because she and Mike were sleeping while I was sitting there watching the contractions on the monitor. And it's like, okay, and I look over and she's sleeping, and I'm like, okay, she had another contraction. Maybe the next one. So, when she went into labor with Sarah, I told her she could do this one without an epidural. And that's how nice a friend I am. And she did. She did a wonderful job, and she has two beautiful daughters that she's raised into loving and caring and strong young ladies. So, Cheryl was a great friend, but she was even more a wonderful, loving wife, mother, and we were all we will all miss her greatly, but are very blessed to have had her in our lives.